October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the clerk's office is committed to protecting residents who may be suffering from domestic violence by actively working to assist victims and ensure justice and safety for the victims and their families. Coming up on Polk Place, we'll talk with representatives from the Clerk of the Courts about their efforts to end domestic violence. Make sure you stick around. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio, she's a public relations specialist for the Clerk of the Courts, Haley Phillips. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, so October, a very special month for you guys. Talk to me a little bit about how you guys get involved with making awareness for the cause.
Right, so there's a national statistic from the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. And one of the duties of our office is to assist with filing an injunction for protection. So we are there to assist victims when they need to get an injunction for domestic violence, for stalking, anything like that. We want to make sure that we are a safe and reliable source for the victims and their families.
Now, we heard some of the national numbers. What are some of the local numbers you can tell us about?
Right, so in Polk County there were more than 4,000 injunction cases in 2018. That includes domestic violence, stalking violence, dating violence, and sexual violence cases. And while those are pretty alarming statistics, it also doesn't account for the numbers that go unreported by victims, because that's such a problem. They aren't able to come forward, or they're too afraid to come forward. So it's important for our community to take a stand and kind of move away from that none of my business mindset, especially during Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We really need to support each other in our community, and one of the ways we can do that is by advocating for victims and their families.
So not only is it the Clerk of the Courts, Polk County, Stacey Butterfield, but all the clerks are working in conjunction in all counties in the state of Florida. Let's talk about some of the things that you guys are doing to combat this.
Yes, so clerks statewide, we kind of try to follow the same sort of pathway, especially during October for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We all work to kind of draw attention to the issue and to remind the community that we are one of the people first on the line when someone comes to our office for help, needing an injunction for protection or assistance in a domestic violence situation.
Taking this problem on by yourself isn't something that you can do. You have great community partners helping you. Talk to me about some of those partners, if you would.
We do. We partner with the Peace River Victim Services. So basically, we provide them space in the office for them to meet with victims, and Peace River is then able to connect victims with other valuable services and resources within the community.
Now, one of the things that you guys can do is instructions for injunction for protection filing, and especially during COVID-19. Let's talk a little bit about that, if we could, please.
Right. So you have to follow some protocol when filing for an injunction for protection, especially now when we're trying to keep some social distance. Makes everything a little bit trickier, unfortunately, but we're trying to make it easy for people. First, you need to determine what kind of injunction that you are requesting. So there's different kinds, injunction for protection. You'll need to figure out which forms you need to fill out for which injunction. Those forms are available on our website, or you can pick up a pre-printed packet from any of our offices. Or you can use our new DIY court filing system, Turbo Court, to fill out the forms for an injunction for protection yourself, conveniently at home, anytime. Once your paperwork's complete, you need to file it with the clerk's office, and you can do that in person, by mail, or if you've done if you've gone through Turbo Court, you can save those forms as a PDF and submit it online through our e-filing portal as a pro se user. And for injunctions for protection, there's no fee to use Turbo Court.
Since we are in the middle of a COVID pandemic, and if they do decide to come down here and file, what are some of the things that they should know that coming into the building they should be aware of?
Well, we have some safety measures in place. You'll have to go through a health screening before you enter the courthouse. And due to administrative order by the Chief Judge of the 10th Judicial Circuit, face coverings are required in the courthouse in all public areas. So you'll need to do that.
One of the things that you talked about was going online and getting the forms. You guys are rolling out a new website. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we are very excited. We're launching our new website, new and improved, as we've been saying. We wanted to create a new website that was a bit more fresh and modern, you know, keeping up with the times. We live in an age with endless amounts of new technology, so we want to make sure that we're adapting to succeed and continuing to improve our own technology. We refreshed our information and presented it in a manner that was as clear and concise as possible. So the goal being that customers are able to find what they needed on our website quickly and easily and with as few clicks as possible. We built this based off of internal and external feedback. So we surveyed some customers, surveyed some of our own employees, found out what could be improved, what maybe would be beneficial to add, and we kind of built it from there. So we think this website's going to serve our community much better and be a greater tool and resource for everyone who visits the site. You can visit it at polkcountyclerk.net, and while you're there, you should check out the new jury app that we've launched. Keeping up with technology, like I said, it's one of the ways that we're keeping everyone safe as we've resumed jury trials.
Never miss an opportunity to promote. Man, you are my new hero. I tell you what, we got just a little bit of time left. Do me a favor, inspire those that may need the help for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Although it's a 31-day month, it's something we should be aware of year-round. Talk about what you guys can do to help those in need. Well,
our office strives to be a reliable, responsive, and sensitive resource. So it's our duty to assist and support victims, take the situation very seriously, exercise discretion. For their protection, we use complete discretion throughout the duration of the process. It's a very sensitive subject, and we treat it as such. If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence, we urge you to reach out to our office. We have victim advocates that will meet and assist. We can help you fill out your paperwork. Anything like that.
Well, Haley, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing the information, and look forward to seeing the new website too.
Yeah, check it out. It looks really nice.
All right, come back and see us again real soon, would you please?
Of course.
In Polk County, there were more than 4,000 injunction cases filed in 2018. This number includes domestic violence, stalking violence, dating violence, and sexual violence cases. Domestic violence affects all Floridians, and the clerk of the court's offices serve as local resources to community members who are both directly and indirectly affected by domestic violence year-round. The clerk's office strives to be a reliable, responsive, and sensitive resource to victims. It is their duty to assist and support as they approach each situation with the seriousness and urgency these victims deserve. Should you or someone you know be experiencing domestic violence, they urge you to reach out to their office at numbers 863-534-4000 or look them up on the web at www.polkcountyclerk.net.